part 2. So we will start off by saying that there are probably a lot of things, people and places that are making it really hard for you to do your work, just like me between part 1 and part 2. I thought I was going to be able to pause the video, but I'm gonna have to either do a 2-parter or edit. I'm not fond of editing because I'm not good at it. But there are probably people, most likely people in your life, that are making it hard for you to bring yourself that self-love that you truly deserve. I don't know what I was saying in the first part at the end of the video because I'm just channeling so fast, but this pause was definitely needed to kind of recuperate energetically and shift the mood a little bit. So let's shift it. Maybe this will be a completely different message or just an extension to the previous one. I'm not sure. So we have the squirrel spirit with believe in yourself, whale spirit with trust the great mystery, and wolf spirit turn knowledge into wisdom. So I feel like this is actually a continuation because you have been going through this for a long time, not feeling yourself, not doing the things that you really want to do, and it's been really hard for you trusting in the mysteries of life. So it's been really hard to reconnect with that inner child and the things that you like doing or that you used to do very frequently, like a sport or a hobby or something creative. It's like you're returning back to the childlike innocence within yourself, where you're rediscovering the beauty around you, stopping to smell the flowers, picking up a rock because you're not too old to take home rocks from your little hike, you know. And with your self-belief that you are capable of transmuting this energy from the past, with that full trust fall, like the fool in the first part, you're going to need to take that complete trust fall, dive off a cliff, but not literally, okay? Please, there's better ways to go out, like throwing yourself in a volcano like I want to do. But you know, you're turning all of these lessons into a great wisdom. So whatever you have been through, you are transmuting into future help for others, literally. Let's see your current energy or your energy right after you take this leap or this step, or whenever you let go of, you know, your past hurt, whenever your timing comes, okay? So we have Artemis. She's a guardian goddess. She says, you and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. So if you, like me, have been kind of worried about the safety of yourself in any way, emotional safety, physical safety, spiritual safety, if you have been feeling attacked or like the health of your family is going down without them doing anything, like if your family is trying to be healthy, eat healthier, move more, and change their way of looking at things and way of processing things, and if they're like trying to progress in life and they have a hard time, or your parents or your siblings or just your extended family is kind of falling ill for some weird reason, it could be the fact that because you were in the mindset of self-doubt or fear, you have been unable to keep protecting the people that you truly love, which means that guardian goddess Artemis, she's coming in with a bow and an arrow, and there's a deer on this little cliff behind her, and there's fire. So deer could be a significant spiritual animal symbol for some of you, which also represents the divine feminine side. So, you know, you kind of looking at life with this big doe eyes again, like just experiencing the wonder of the sunshine and, you know, just the nature and the weather and your surroundings, or the beauty in the little things. And Artemis is saying that even though you have been feeling like your protection or your family's protection has been running on low, like you have been attacked in different ways, spiritually or physically or mentally, through these horrible people or places or things around you, Artemis is saying that from now on, as you're hearing this message, your family and your bloodline is being highly protected. It's a reminder that it always has been, but your trust and belief and faith were the key component to holding that protection a bit stronger. We have Cordelia with go outside, which is, you know, appropriate for this message, because Cordelia, she is an ocean goddess. She's very connected to the moon and very intuitive. So you might have prominent Cancer placements, could be highly likely, but you're reconnecting within your femininity. So you're stopping being perfectionistic and you're reconnecting with probably your higher upper heart center, your pink part of the chakra. The unconditional love within you is getting healed. It's getting like, it's like I'm seeing your heart like bursting into a million shards. And now you're recalling back all of those soul fragments that you have lost along your path, along your way. And you're reconnecting, most likely, the fastest way that you can reconnect is through going outside. That can be stepping outside of your comfort zone, so what we talked in the first part, or it could be even stepping into your femininity if you're a feminine that is feeling or has been a bit more masculine. If you're a masculine or a man that identifies with masculine energy, it's also important for you to reconnect with your left side, your receptive side, your femininity, your gracefulness, your romantic side as well. I'm hearing like it's like this time around we are taking stock and taking note of every part of ourselves that we have neglected on the way. Yeah. So going outside is really just, if you've been hermiting, stepping outside of your apartment or house or garage or room, it's a big progress on your journey. It's what's going to shift your perspective as well. It's what's going to desensitize you from your hermit mode back into the era of you being outside with your like full self, like you are reclaiming that power. If you have been in a relationship and you're a woman, or doesn't matter, like if you have been in a relationship and you're leaving that relationship, it's like you had to either wear the pants or be, you know, a a slipper to somebody. It's a literal translation from my language, but it's like you either let people walk all over you, or you haven't been as assertive as you like normally would have been if you were alone. It's like you're reconnecting with those lost parts of yourself again, and you're taking this deep dive with uncovering the secrets of who you are, like rediscovering yourself. And under Wasp spirit that says sometimes life stinks, we have Saraswati, which is an Indian goddess of the arts. She is a creative. She's connected to music and swans and lotus flowers, so those symbols might be significant for some of you. But here it's really about turning your life pain or life situations or whatever is going on into an art. So you're turning your pain into art. You're turning your mishaps into music, you know. It's just this transmutation process of, okay, I'm here now. I have lost myself along the way just a little bit, but I do remember how I used to be before life started taking hits on me, you know. You're reclaiming your power, and you're ending this cycle, like, for sure. It's already a decision that has been made, okay? Because Ostara, she says, it is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. So what you're doing is making new conditions for your life. You're setting new boundaries. You're setting new parameters. You're stepping outside of your mind, of your box mind, and you're like realigning where the border of your auric field is. I'm seeing it's like you're expanding, but you're also putting up fences. Like, you know, certain people can only come to here. I will not give in to texting, calling, going out, doing the same thing over and over again, drinking, partying, whatever has been your go-to to release yourself. It's time, it's the perfect time for you to start believing in yourself. Now is the time. Because with Dana, the high priestess, she also has a moon, just like Cordelia. So your intuition has been not just telling you stuff, it's been like yelling at you at this point. You have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching, if you believe in yourself, with the number 12, which is 3. So you are co-creating with your higher self, the spirit, either Holy Spirit, God, Creator, Universe, Source, whatever you want to name it. You are connected. That is just outside of the question, am I protected? Am I connected? Are there angels and archangels and God? Am I really protected if I have had this done to me for so long, or for a year or 10 years? Like, you feel like you don't deserve certain things, but it's just because you stopped believing in yourself. It doesn't mean that the source, that the people that truly love you, even if they don't show it, it's not true that, you know, you don't have that love around you and those connections around you, or that you're unable to reconnect with that part of yourself. So trust the great mystery, because you are diving deep, right? Yeah, with the Swan Spirit, we had a time for a deep dive, and now we have dove quite deep. With the Whale Spirit, we're diving even deeper now, because the whale is, you know, it's of course represented by being surrounded by water, being this huge animal. So for some reason, I feel like you have been feeling like the elephant in the room, but like an emotional whale type of elephant in the room. It's like you had no place to go. You had no sense of belonging even. And now it's the perfect time to also honor the cycles of your body, your energy levels and emotions with Maeve, because she's a Celtic goddess and she is kind of connected to auroras and, you know, the winter time. But it's like, it feels like certain emotions have been paralyzed or frozen in time. Like you feel like you cannot access love, or you cannot access certain emotions that you used to feel all the time. And you're returning through these cycles and through ending these cycles and rhythms that have been putting you off the track. You're reconnecting with your ascended masters the most, because with the whale spirit having 65 comes down to 11, which is a master number of, you know, being an ascended person. So if you want to rise above your situation and become a bit more ascended in that sense of meaning, you're definitely going to have to dive really deep into all of the layers of your emotional body. Like, for instance, I'm feeling sad. Okay, I'm going to provoke out of myself even more sadness so I can process it. So I'm gonna cry, even if it's like just ugly crying alone in the room. I'm going to process this sadness because I don't want to keep it inside my body. Okay, once the sadness is processed, I'm getting to this grief. Like, where is this grief coming from? And I think about of everybody that I lost. You know, I'm grieving those losses in my life, because no matter how much I love, some people aren't supposed to be able to return that back fully, because there are other people that are going to be able to do that even better. So rejection equals God's protection, right? I'm getting the sense for some of you that you may have gone so far from yourself that your emotions, your water part of your chart, of your elementals, is frozen. So it's like the emotions being stuck by the head. So if you have been processing something, going around in circles, you already know the answer. Okay, if you have to question yourself, choosing between two people, always pick the second one. You wouldn't even be thinking about the second one if the first one didn't do something so bad that you had to reconsider them, you know, and so on and so forth. You have to really reestablish that trust within yourself, because you are turning this knowledge into wisdom. So lessons come in life, right? We have, for instance, a really toxic relationship, and it's not that these people are here to, you know, like unalive us emotionally, yet they somehow do that anyway, right? The thing is that for a long period of time, you have been avoiding this and have been keeping yourself back. You have been taking away from yourself. And my right leg itching means there needs to be action being taken. You need to take this step, right? Because this knowledge cannot be turned into wisdom if you're not actively turning and transmuting what you have learned in these past cycles and converting it into deep knowing of, when I feel this again in the next situation, it's going to be an actual red flag, okay? So we have Hathor with receptivity. She says, she's an Egyptian goddess, and she says, Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give others. And it's coming underneath wolf spirit. So you have been or becoming... One second, I'm getting a call. Okay, so that could be a sign for somebody that you should answer the call. Answer the call, answer the call. Whatever you've been feeling called to do, answer the call. Be receptive, be open, especially if you're a male and you have had a hard time, or you have been a female in a masculine energy, you have been having a really hard time being receptive because you're so overgiving, you're so like you just want to give everything you can until you're depleted. And that hasn't been working for you. That hasn't been working for you. So we're gonna have to change something, okay? Because doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, is definitely not going to bring in what you want to be brought in. You need to see the bigger picture because the abundant universe will provide. We're just gonna take one more card. We're gonna see the archetype that you are now becoming. What should the collective currently focus on within themselves? Which archetype should they embrace? That is the question. Okay, we got 3 cards. First one is the shapeshifter. Transform and unveil your gifts. So you're definitely transforming. We have the snake symbolism, the wolf symbolism, and the hawk symbolism. And I think she's kind of like another feline in her face. So you are not, it's not that you're just a shapeshifter, 2222 on the timer. It's like you are being so like overly protected by the animal spirits around you. So reconnecting to animals might be probably the best way to get back into yourself. So getting back to horse riding, walking your dog more, or getting a new pet, or just going to a shelter, reconnecting and helping in that way. 2255 on the timer. That could be significant. So we have the stag. He says trust and thrive. So we have the masculine part of the deer, right? Another counterpart energy. So once you realign, once you unveil what's been holding you back, unveiling your secrets, diving deep into your emotions to resolve them. Once you do that transformational, transmuting work, you're gonna, you're not just gonna bring in a divine counterpart, somebody that matches your energy, somebody that matches your levels of energy even. Like, it's not going to be an imbalance. It's not going to be you taking away from yourself anymore. It's gonna be an equal give and take. Especially like if you're a fire sign, you're gonna get somebody that is equally embellished in fire, even though they may not be a fire sign. Also, I'm hearing the same for earth signs. If you're an earth sign, it's like you're gonna find somebody that is going to be on the same level of calmness and easygoingness and just, you know, being, I'm getting like being fixed in some sort of ways, but like not being judged for the ways that you're doing things, and so on and so forth. And then we have the trader. He says exchange energy to create abundance. So you're going to need to exchange your hurt or your past or just the negativity. You're going to need to exchange that energy. So actively cleanse, actively send it back, all negative energy, all negative entities, whatever it has been, like, you know, even if you don't believe in this stuff too much, or you're just discovering the spiritual side, there are always entities attached to people that are not even aware of them. So, you know, the devil's gonna try really hard, especially with people like you and me, because we are warriors. So be fearless and stand strong, especially on your decisions in life. Stand strong. You have, your heart is aligning. You have a special poisonous spear that is acting like a sword, and you're not afraid to use it because your awareness is being heightened at this time. And because you're coming from this heart space, like this guy, the trader, is holding his heart, the warrior has a green earring, the stag has like ivies around and a green Celtic circle in the back, you're truly reconnecting with your softer side in this point in time. One final card out, and then we'll stop, okay? Maybe. Yes, take time to reflect. The Mirror Guardian. So the universe is a mirror, right? So whatever you put out comes back. And if you've been putting out doubt, fear, and worry, you're being mirrored and projected that back. So it's really time to take stock of what is and what isn't our energy, so we can cleanse it out this week. Whenever you're seeing this, 15:15 on the clock, whenever you're seeing this, this next 7 days is going to be a point in time where you cleanse, transmute, get rid of everything that is agitating you, because you are the medicine mother. Honor your inner knowing. Your intuition is correct. If you needed a yes or no, okay, let's do one more card for a yes or no. Okay, we're gonna use the Thoth deck. Highest white light. Okay, so that's funny. We have the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Discs. So if you had one question, the first answer is yes. If you had two questions, the other answer is no. But we have the King of Wands in the middle with the Chariot in the back and the Ace of Pentacles. So you are balancing your darkness and light within at this time. You're healing from a mental ruin, like your mind has just been overbearing. You're cutting away everything that doesn't serve you, and don't let distractions get in the way, okay? So it's a yes and it's a no, but it's your decision. Love you. Bye. Like, share, subscribe.